We have a lot more great speakers. Next up, we have the Libertarian Party nominee for Lieutenant Governor, Ed Rutledge. Following that, we'll have Michael Carbone and Ari Friedman and Dan Shugru. So stay tuned. Ed Rutledge, where are you? Come on now. Libertarian nominee for Lieutenant Governor, Ed Rutledge.
My name is Ed Rutledge, and I am your Libertarian candidate for Lieutenant Governor. Thank you. We are at a crossroads. As a state, as a nation, as a society, we are at a crossroads. Our career politicians would have us embracing European-style socialism. Now, I know that's a very general statement, and general statements are dangerous. And there are exceptions to that rule, but they prove the rule. By and large, though, our politicians have demonstrated time and time again through their actions and their inactions, their willingness, their eagerness to abandon our constitutional roots and the principles which made our country the greatest, the most successful, the wealthiest, the freest country in the history of the world. We are at a crossroads. Do we want our politicians, of all people, redefining what it means to be Americans? Because this is what they have been working towards for decades. And they are closer to their goal now than they ever have been before. If we do not stand up, and soon, our politicians will fully replace self-reliance with government dependency. They will replace our rights with privileges. They will replace all of the principles that made America great. Those principles will be forgotten, they will be lost, and the American experiment will be over. We are at a crossroads. It's time for us to choose. Do we want to continue down the rough and tumble and rewarding path of freedom and liberty? Or do we want to take the smooth and easy path of subservience? Do we want to sit back and relax while our politicians use the power of government to turn us into wards of the state? Or do we want to stand up as free citizens and challenge our career politicians and the view of America that they want to impose upon us? I, for one, have no intention of sitting idly by while our politicians throw away our kids' inheritance of a free, prosperous, and just society. We are at a crossroads. Fortunately, for those of us who have chosen the path of freedom, our opposition has a fatal flaw. They don't know when to stop. They can't help themselves. Even now, they're oblivious to the fact that they have gone too far, that they have taken too much, that they themselves have lit the brush fire that's sweeping our state and sweeping our country. People are shaking off their apathy. People are re-engaging in the political process. America is waking up. I only hope it's not too late. We are at a crossroads, and now is our time. Now is the time for us to be spreading the message of liberty. Now is the time for us to be guiding others back onto the path of freedom. Now is the time for us to be standing up as free adults and telling our politicians that we are not children in need of a bureaucratic babysitter. Thank you very much. Now is the time for us to reclaim from our career politicians what is rightfully ours. Our nation, our state, our communities, our very freedoms. We are at a crossroads, which is why I am so incredibly encouraged to see so many of you here today. It's a beautiful day. It's a vacation day for many of us. You could be home with your families, relaxing. Instead, you chose to come here. You chose to come to Libertyville. I love the appropriateness of that. You chose to come here today. You chose to stand up. You chose to stand up for what you know to be right. You chose to stand up even though you know, we all know, that this will not be easy. The status quo is not going to let go of the powers that it has seized without a struggle. But as Thomas Paine once said, what we obtain too cheap, we esteem too lightly. And we all know that freedom never comes cheap, and liberty is always worthy of our esteem. Our fight for liberty is a fight for our very existence as Americans. So let me thank you. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for standing up. Thank you for all that you have done in defense of freedom, and thank you for all that I know that you still will do. Seeing all of you here today reminds me, and it should remind all of you, that we are not fighting in vain and that we intend to win. Again, my name is Ed Rutledge, and I am your Libertarian candidate for Lieutenant Governor. Please, I'd ask, just remember us come November. God bless the grand experiment that is the United States. God bless Illinois, and God bless all of you.